we're very privileged to have our Minister of State, Andrew Doyle, here, who has really taken the role of forestry and made it his own. So we're very grateful to him to have come here today.
This is again being organised, as I say, by Teagasc and the department, and its purpose is to bring broadleaf growers and the hardwood industry together to learn and share information about the management, harvesting and marketing of hardwoods. As you'll see from the programme, it's a very short and concise programme, but I think it touches all aspects of hardwood production and sales and marketing, and should prove very beneficial to all stakeholders.
Morning everyone. This is a swing blade mill. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with band mills. But the way this works is it's a bit faster than a band mill, and it has this big blade here. There's a left one out there, you can have a look at it later. It passes through the wood and then comes back perpendicularly like that, and the reason for that is that you take a plank of wood out every time. I suppose I'll turn it on and show you if you can
Ladies and gentlemen, could you take your seats, please, for the next session?
So what were our objectives for this forestry? Is forestry to increase the quality of the timber, so it's the long-term quality outcome, by releasing the competitors, by selecting the potential crop trees, and also high pruning the 100 to 200 potential crop trees per hectare, giving us looking for good quality trees of minimum quality, at least 3 to 4 meters of a clean upright stem, and also to set up a harvesting framework for future thinning with racks, and so that lorries can get in and a team of contractors.
There's talking about where the value of an oak tree is, and 85% of the value of an oak tree is in that first 6 meters of log. So we need to manage that first 6 meters of log to try and give us the highest quality. Now, of course, the highest quality product that you can probably get from oak is veneer, or possibly staves for coopering, which, of course, in Ireland we don't have veneer mills, but then we really probably don't have the quality timber at the moment either. But it gives you an idea of where timber markets in the future could be heading if we have the scale and the quality of timber available to us.
Better quality. The kitchen on the left there is oak. That's all made from one tree actually, and that was for a client who wanted something a bit different. And so, you know, if you can say it's all from one tree, that's quite nice, and it obviously looks all very similar, and you can follow the grain through different pieces of furniture. So it's really looking for niches where you can add value. You know, you can charge a bit more than that for that kitchen than you can for your standard kitchen. And on the right there, I mean, one of the beauties of using Irish wood is that very often it's got more character in it. Defects, probably. But, you know, people like it. It's different. And you can see the massive knot there that's healed over, you know, on that piece of oak. But it's a wonderful feature.
You'll see down below we've created a range of wooden products, wooden information panels based on the panels themselves. So we're working with the National Parks and Wildlife Service to get these into the national parks and hopefully get them actually started getting them into the schools. And this is a lovely way to pick up a piece of the timber, feel the weight of it, feel the properties of it, look at the finishing and what it looks like as a finished material. And someone talked about alder a while ago. There's some alder down there. You'd be surprised how beautiful material alder is, and it's used as a substitute for cherry in the continent with a stain, as well as in America. And cherry is a very high value timber product.
I'm putting on about 1 centimetre a year in diameter, so we did some high pruning on the potential crop trees, and in the 2011 tending, what we did was we took off quite a lot of the lower branches to sort of, so you could actually see what was happening. Because a lot of oak grows, the branches were growing very low in my plantation. So in order to see what was happening, we did quite a lot of lower branch removal, that kind of thing. It's full of red squirrels and nice things like that as well.
If I had a couple of take-home messages, I'd say the first one would be quality, producing quality timber. If you're not producing quality, you're limiting the future options that you have for your crop. And Alva made a very good point there about having a harvesting framework. When you're doing your first and second tinning, you're putting in roading, you're putting in extraction pads, you're putting in the sinews that will allow you to lift the larger, more valuable timber later on. But you have to do that time. And that comes back to Ian's message about intervention, management must be early, must be consistent. You need to do this tinning, you need to do the pruning. I always use the example, perspiration equals profit. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it, okay? Now, I suppose the next bit was our colleagues from the Forest Service, and Mark in particular, mentioned that there'll be 3 million cubic metres of timber, broadleaf timber, coming between here and 2035. That goes from 80,000 in the first 5 years to 240,000 cubic metres. That's almost the amount that is currently being harvested in private conifer tinning. So there's a lot of work to be done, and this is one of the big challenges, I think, in how does the timber supply get to the market, and also how do we manage to smooth out those supply fluctuations. You saw that graph there where there was a bit of an increase, then it dropped again, and then it went up into the sky. If we can manage those fluctuations, and when I say we, I mean everybody in this room, we're not going to have consistency of supply, which is what people like Mark Donnelly, the sawmillers, need. They need to be able to get timber. They need to know that it's going to be there in 5 and 10 years' time and 15 years' time. And similarly with the innovation and the research that's been carried out with GMIT, again, a lot of this work would be, say for example, the example of small diameter timber and what you can get out of it. Somebody asked a question there early on about the income stream. You know, you get 15 or 20 years premiums, and then there could be a time lag. How do you do better with an income stream? Part of it is if you tin in time and you tin heavily, which is what you do need to do in broadleaves, timber grows faster. It grows faster, it arrives faster at the gate. The other thing, of course, is small diameter timber in the industries around that. Again, Mark mentioned the idea of these wooden tiles. The more innovative the responses, you don't need enormous timber in order to actually mill it. What you do need is innovative ideas that can be used. And even go back to using charcoal there again. I think it's an excellent idea, and it's the potential to have an on-farm business for many farm owners. So it's as much about what you can do for yourself as what other people can do.